I have a piece of field equipment here for you. This is for your mess team. This is more towards the logistics side of things for deployment back at your base camp. This is a insulated beverage dispenser. This one is made by a company called Cambro. The particular model on this is a 500 LCD. I will put a link in the description on some parts on this. I will also put a link over to Coleman's Surplus. That's where I got this one. They do sell them. This is a grade 2, so this one's a little beat up. They also have some that are brand new and some that are in basically grade 1 condition the last time I looked. Obviously the grade will determine the price, with the grade 2 being the cheapest. The grade 2s might, you know, they're scratched up, scuffed up, they could have markings on them. You know, the grade 1s, you might have a little bit of scuffs, no markings, and then the brand new ones, you know, are brand new in the box. The capacity on these things is 4 3/4 gallons. You can put hot drinks or cold drinks inside this. Now, the reason I got a hold of this for the unit is I'm trying to figure out ways I'm cutting down heat signatures around base camps during winter weather. You're not going to want to have coffee pots on top of open flames all over the place, so that people that are out on guard duty can get something warm to drink so they can warm themselves up. And you know, I was racking my mind trying to figure out how we could do this, obviously using thermoses, but they only hold how, you know, so much. And then I remembered these things when they used to get delivered to us with the field chow when I was in the military. I did some checking around, prices on these. This one I think I paid just $50 for the dispenser itself, and then, you know, considerable amount for the shipping. You can find these for under $50 used, but your shipping is going to probably be $50+ in that case, because they're trying to make up the difference in the cost. As you can see, you can put cups underneath, under the spigot here to fill them up, to include regulation canteen cups. Will fit under that. You can also move them forward to the edge of whatever you put this on, either a field table like this, or, you know, a couple logs as just a little bench. And then you can then bring in your thermos and fill it directly from. Now, the reason I have these two thermoses over here, I thought I could fit 3 or 4 thermoses in here. I can only fit those 2 because of their size. I don't know, maybe if I had smaller ones I could fit more, but that's kind of an average size for your vacuum thermos. So I can fit 2 in here, and I'm thinking about the excess space around those. We'll probably put in Ziploc bags of coffee grounds and also bouillon powder for making broth. Either beef broth or chicken broth. And then obviously we get to the base camp area. You know, the mess team pulls this out, empties the stuff out of the inside, gives it a good wipe down, and then goes through, makes the coffee, makes whatever, puts it in here, and then puts it somewhere so that people can get it as they need it. You could also use these during a mess when people are coming in for their field chow. They go through, they get their food, and then when they're at the end of the line, get whatever drink. I'd recommend during summertime, think about putting in something like Gatorade inside here, mix it up inside here so that people can replace the electrolytes and stuff. These things are easy to use. It's just a little flop down. That's the closed position. That's open all the way. This does spin around. These spigots can be replaced, and when you get one, See if this leaks. When I first tried using this, when I tested it after cleaning, I found out that the tube that comes out of the tank here was loose. Someone had taken this completely apart at one time before turn-in and never put it together fully. So I had to retighten that tube back there. There's a nut, if you can see it right here. And the little wrench you use to tighten it on is this thing. This wing nut right behind the spigot. The spigot screws into this wing nut. Also, I found if this nut here on top of the spigot is loose, it's not going to seal it down in here. There's a giant rubber stopper inside here. Right now it's in the closed position. When I put it in the open position, it pulls that rubber stopper up. Well, I found this was loose, so it wasn't getting a proper seal down here, and I had flow through. I went through, retightened everything, and it was able to hold the water I put in here for most of the day until I finally opened it up and flushed it out. I will put a link in the description. I did come across replacement spigots. The particular spigot, the part number is 60267. So Cambro, like OEM 60267. As I said, I'll try to put a link in the description if you need a new spigot. And they also sell the replacement tubes that actually come out of the dispenser itself. So that'll be there if you need it. The lid on this thing, I'll show you, is gasketed all the way around. There's supposed to be a little cap on here. When you're going to dispense fluids from this, you're going to use it, you loosen up that cap so air can get in. Cap is missing. I'm probably going to look for a replacement cap. The reason they have these caps is for during transport, so you don't slosh stuff all over the place. And they clip on very easily. Because this is a military one, this is actual military surplus, they have the metal latches on them, not the plastic ones. Raise it, clip it down, there's 4 of them, 2 on each side. As I said, this is more of a unit thing. You're not going to take this out on patrols with you. This is for use at like base camps, places that you're occupying for a long period of time. They're not cheap. This is probably something to consider if you have a platoon size element or larger. If all you have is a squad and a half of personnel, you're best off probably just going with some vacuum thermoses. Just fill up a bunch of them from your coffee pot. But if you got a larger element, this is a good thing to consider. Not cheap, but there is worse out there. The new ones, I'll tell you, before someone asks, you're looking at around $100 plus for a brand new one, and that's without shipping. So they are pretty rugged. They will take a beating, but I'm not going to take this and toss it around. Now, for all my engineer brothers in the Patriot and Militia movements, always remember, essayons.